So as we move to the second stanza, let's look here. You want to push forward, climb higher, while all around you, inches beneath your feet, earth is seething, a river of liquid rock. So again, we have this idea of push forward, climb higher. This kind of relates to the previous stanza where we have the past, right? We want to move forward in this text, upward, future, and yet we want to do this while it seems like there's an implication of danger here, right? Inches beneath your feet, so it's close, right? It's close. The earth is seething, a river of liquid rock. And if we have liquid rock and we connect that, we're talking about lava, right? Probably. And we have this earth is seething. And seething is a physical term, something kind of emitting out of something else. But also there seems to be a personification a little bit here. I'll just shorten it. I ran out of room. In terms of, and we can put it over here, perhaps there's anger? I don't know. People can be seething mad, right? But definitely on the literal sense, seething is just about things being emitted from the earth, right? And we're talking about lava. So we're going to move forward in the face of danger, even though there's anger somewhere, perhaps underneath. Perhaps it's anger. We don't know. We'd hope that this poem is more than just climbing a volcano, and chances are it will be. That's kind of the thing with poetry is, if the question is ever, is this just about volcanoes, or is it just about softball, or is it just about a wall? The answer is usually no. No, it's not. There's usually more to it. All right. Will you make the summit? So here we're talking about the volcano. Clearly, are we going to make the top? Are we going to reach it? The flying slag, the potholes, red as an open wound. Of course you will. It's easy. Everybody does. This I find very interesting, that it's easy. Let's just move this up just a little bit. It's easy. Yet, if you remember the first line, which is way up here, if you ever have the chance, you should climb a volcano. This implies it might not happen. Right? But down here, the implication is it will happen if attempted. All right. So it might not happen, but once you attempt it, if you attempt it, everyone gets to this place. No big deal. Okay? What I find interesting about this stanza also, will you make the summit, the flying slag, the potholes, red as an open wound? This red as a descriptor, is it talking about the slag? Is it talking about you? You can read it either way. If you are red as an open wound, you're going to be damaged at the summit. If it's the slag, well, that makes sense because lava is red and lava looks like an open wound. But here we're starting to get from volcano to kind of the body. And I think we're going to start moving away from the volcano, it looks like. And we're going to start seeing stuff that's more kind of about individuals and people. What else? Interesting too. Potholes. I don't know. You could look up the word pothole. But when I think of pothole, I think of an urban area. I personally don't think of, if you go hiking, do you see potholes or are they just like ruts? I think that would be something to think about. Potholes isn't something I think about when climbing a volcano. I mean, I definitely don't think the road is flat, but I wouldn't use the term pothole, right? And as we look down, and we're not there yet, but as we look down, we're going to see that we're walking down Broadway. And so I think there's a connection here. We're starting to move towards a more urban landscape. And so we're going to start asking ourselves, what's the volcano have to do with this urban landscape? Let's go look. We can look at one more little stanza and then we'll start another video. It goes back, this 2-line. So little behind you, so much ahead. Again, we're looking towards the future and forward. Avoid viewing the past. And so we keep seeing this. We see it up here, right? And we see it even higher in the poem. We see it there. And we see it there. Is this poem getting messy? Absolutely, it's getting messy. And when we annotate a poem, that's what happens. All right, we're trying to find these connections throughout the poem. These words are not random, right? These connections are not random. This poem is supposed to be unified. All right, let's look at the next stanza in the next video.